OK, it's finally time to join Nisha in the kitchen now, and you're putting a tasty twist on an Easter classic, correct, Nisha?
Very much an Easter classic. Of course, it's traditional to have roast lamb on Easter Sunday, and I'm going to show you a fantastic recipe that makes it feel extra special. And as always, the recipe will be available on the free this morning later on. It's definitely worth going on there and copying it, because this is a showstopper.
Let me at her, let me at her.
Hold on a sec, can I just...
What's that?
Someone's found an amaretto sour. Have they made an amaretto sour? So there's an amaretto rub that you're putting on the lamb.
There is.
So I set you the task.
biscuits.
Nisha, if you've made this smell... And honestly, this is my son Jack's dream cocktail. He's a brilliant mixologist.
Really?
17, slightly worrying.
And this is his favourite cocktail?
Well, this is the one he loves making.
Really?
Absolutely
I'm not
amazing.
gonna
So this
go
is
on
with egg
holiday.
white. You can make it with aquafaba. How is that?
Oh, that is absolutely spectacular.
Oh, aren't you fabulous?
Oh, coming to work here is so great.
Who did that?
Had a great day of it,
We
haven't
really
you?
have.
We have.
Sorry, go on. I've been
So
really
here we
distracting as
are
ever.
into roast lamb. So this is an amaretto roast lamb. What's wonderful is you create this kind of crispy, sweet sarcophagus in which you bake your lamb. And so it steams, it's extra juicy, extra moist, and then you've got that wonderfully flavourful crunch. So here we go. This is how we create that outside coating. It's a bit radical.
Go.
I do this with ginger biscuits very often, but amaretto just give you that lovely bitter edge. OK, start with onions.
Yes.
So this is kind of that Eastern way of cooking. It's called a lamb raan, which is this slow Eastern way of cooking. Ooh. And when you are baking lamb in an Eastern way, you need that foundation of onion, ginger and garlic. That's the trinity that kick-starts and brings out the best in any meat in an Eastern oven. OK, onion, ginger and garlic. Now, what happens is when I blitz that down, you get a lovely liquid.
Yes.
OK, into that, I'm going to add a handful.
This is crazy. This is just crazy talk, Nisha.
You would never have done something like this.
Never.
Of course you've not, because this is crazy.
It's just crazy talk.
And it works. It's wonderful.
Cat's adventurous when it comes to cooking, but that, I mean, you're sort of
I know.
crossing the space-time continuum
It's right. It's bold, isn't it?
Crossing the streams.
Yeah.
So a little bit of salt in there, just a little bit of salt. Into this, I'm going to add... So amaretto biscuits are brilliant because they've got that lovely bitter note, and which is the flavour of almonds. And almonds go and have always gone really well with lamb. Little bit of oil so that we're creating that lovely emollient. A little bit of that amaretto liqueur that you love so much.
Do you need me to test it? Okay.
I think you may have it. I think you might be all right. We like you kind of vertical for the rest of this talk.
Kind of.
Splash of that.
Really, it's overrated, isn't it?
I'm with you on that.
Overrated.
And then we go in. Now, here's the thing. Just think Christmas and go into your spice cupboard and smell... You're absolutely right. A little bit of cinnamon.
Got to get in there.
OK, so we look at those kind of brown spices that take you to that... Those aromas. Can you smell that?
Oh, delicious.
Yeah, so that's, sorry, my lovely. That's cumin powder, gives you a lot of gruffness, coriander powder and garam masala. So this is on the website. Now, what I'm also going to add to this are fennel seeds. Yeah, you know them, don't you? Slightly bashed, and then that's it. There's yours. So we blitz that. I'm going to give you one quick pulse. Let me show you.
Yeah. Where's it?
OK. And you'll see that liquid... Can you see it? Almost immediately you get liquid falling?
Yeah. Juicing up.
Within seconds. So that's the secret. White onions that are nice and juicy and astringent because you want it to kind of slightly tenderise the meat. And then you end up with this.
Wow.
So simple.
So that's the rub.
What cut is this?
This is shoulder. Now, it's a very good point cut because shoulder is, I think, one of the sweetest... She makes good points.
She is very good, isn't she?
It's one of the sweetest cuts of meat for lamb.
Right.
Because a lot of it is very close to the bone. And wherever you've got, bone working hard, you get that softness and that flavourful kind of meat.
Yeah.
So leg is great, but please don't be afraid of shoulders. It's a cheaper cut and it goes far.
And you're going to do it really slow and low? Is that what you're going to...
Exactly right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to foil that.
Yeah.
And it is a slow and low cook.
OK.
So foil it for the first half, and you end up... Let me show you this.
Oh,
so I want to talk roast potatoes with...
There we go with this.
There we go. Thank you. Don't worry, I can lean over. That's... Oh, you are very kind.
Got it.
Thank you.
Go.
Oh, Ben, thank you very much for that. There you go. So we end up with this kind of thing.
So that was in for how long and how low?
OK. Foiled on.
Yeah.
It was on 150 which is like a radiator at a distance, really low. And then for the last part, I take the foil off and I blast it, and you're talking about sort of 2 hours.
Okay.
If you pass me your plates...
Okay,
I'm going to pass you a little bit of this so you can slightly start tucking in.
Yeah.
But can you see how moist that is?
It's so moist.
When my mum cooks roast dinner, she always says, come here and try it. Just taste it for me.
Yeah,
just check it's OK. And she gets all the little juicy bits off.
That's the
that
thing
are made
that
with
you do
love.
for the people that you love, is you cut those little bits off, don't you?
Yeah.
So that is the roast lamb. It's great with a bit of charred lime. So you've got some lime there just to give it that extra bitterness. Now, can I show you?
You can.
My roast potatoes. Yeah, just a little bit.
How do you do it?
Right. These are my golden roasties. These are just an absolute game changer, and they're so simple.
Golden
So
roasties.
tuck in. Right. Olive oil, so you can have them every day. Whatever. So parboiled roast potatoes into a roasting tin. We're not doing any of those dances with kind of hot oil. This is
Jiggery
so
pokery.
simple. No jiggery pokery needed. No trips to A&E. Cold olive oil. A little bit of turmeric. So what turmeric does, it doesn't just give you that golden colour, but it brings out the the earthiness in potatoes, because turmeric is a root. And so what you get is that flavour of the soil, and it just makes the flavour of potatoes a lot deeper. When you eat a roast potato, you're looking for lots of things. You're looking for that little bit of salt, that bit of umami, that little bit of sweet your tongue is searching for. So what we do with these is we just naturally bring that in. A little bit of brown sugar. That's going to give me that tiny bit of sweetness.
Yep.
Bit of rock salt.
Yep, delish.
OK. A little bit of garlic. And optional, a touch of fenugreek. You simply whisk that up. Here we go. And we pour those over our roasties. Yes, thank you. That's my new book, Bold.
I have a copy of this that I'm going to be flicking through at the weekend with a glass of wine when those two terrorists are in bed, and I can just...
Or an amaretto sour.
Or an amaretto sour.
Or an amaretto sour. It's bedtime reading, but
Can't wait for that.
I'm so glad.
Can't wait. Remember, for details on today's recipe, you have to check out our free This Morning app.
Nisha, thank you. This is absolutely
pleasure.
delicious. Those roasties are incredible.
They're so simple.
They're really, really simple.